First News starts now.
It is time for the Big Slick and all the fun that goes with it. I'm Martin Augustine. We'll show you how it all starts tonight.
A major closure is happening in less than 24 hours as a bridge will be destroyed. The impacts it'll have if you're heading on I-70, and will break down what you need to know to get around the chaos.
The debt ceiling deal passes. I'm Amy Lou in Washington with the vote in the Senate overnight to avoid an economic crisis.
5 o'clock on your Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us for First News. I'm Cody Holyoke.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. Nick Bender here to break down this first alert weather impact day.
Yeah.
We've had so many of these lately.
Yeah.
Seems like every day this week. and somebody out there is like, it's rained in my yard every single day. And somebody else is going, I haven't gotten any rain all week, Nick.
Okay, appreciate the heads up. Thanks, Nick. When it comes to your first alert traffic, we are seeing some icons on our map, but here's the good news for your Friday morning. It's reports of some stalled vehicles. We're really not running into any problems on the roadways, so no slowdowns to report at this time. A major traffic project is going to get underway in less than 24 hours.
Demolition crews are going to have their hands full taking down the Blue Ridge Boulevard Bridge over I-70, and that's going to lead to the highway in the area shutting down there. So listen up. KMBC 9's Rob Hughes live this morning near the bridge. Rob, this is going to have a huge impact.
It definitely is, Cody and Jamie. Good morning to you. If you know, there's a lot of information. It can be a lot to take, especially if you travel in this area normally. So we do want to get back to Jamie. Jamie, I know you've got a better look at how to get around all the road closures this weekend. And good morning to you.
Good morning, Rob. Thank you. Yes, I've got this graphic posted on both my Facebook and Twitter page, but here's what you need to know. Because I-70 is going to be shut down between 435 and 470, those are actually the interstates you should expect to use to detour around it. So eastbound I-70, use southbound 435 to 470, westbound opposite direction, use southbound 470 to 435. Blue Ridge Boulevard, that's going to remain closed until November, so these are long-term detours. Southbound Blue Ridge Boulevard drivers should instead take 40 Highway to Nolan Road, and northbound drivers should take westbound 43rd Street to Sterling Avenue. Be sure to stick with KMBC 9 News for all the latest updates when it comes to summer construction. We've got a list of detours for all of your drives, including those of you going to the Royals games this weekend. You're going to be impacted, but we have that live right now over at KMBC.com. We've learned that Andrew Lester is going to be back in court in August. He's the man charged with shooting Northland teen Ralph Yarl after he showed up at the wrong house. Ralph's father was at Lester's court hearing in Liberty yesterday. He was a part of a group wearing t-shirts saying, "Ringing a doorbell is not a crime. Hashtag Justice for Ralph." He says his son is on the road to recovery.
He still gets headaches and some pain, emotional scars, but he's coming along and he's not there yet, but we are thankful for the progress.
Attorneys for Ralph's family also spoke after the hearing. They say the decision to seal the case was wrong.
The larger consideration should be the concerns for this family. And this family has stated on the record and off the record that they have been opposed to such a seal, and to see it be put in place is very discouraging.
Big Slick is back this weekend, and the fun gets going with the always fun Celebrity Classic softball game.
And it all starts at 5 this evening at Kauffman Stadium. That's where we find KMBC 9's Martin Augustine joining us live this morning. And Martin, much like Big Slick itself, this softball game has evolved.
Weird Al Yankovic, Darius Rucker, Kat McNamara, Will Forte, Sean Evans, and Finn Wolfhard.
We got a lot of people coming to Kansas City, so it's unfortunate, Nick, we're not giving them the Chamber of Commerce weather. Is that what we like to call it?
Hopefully they can get in a chamber if it starts
We're going to give them Midwest weather, though, which means, you get rain, you don't, you get something else, and it's just all over the place kind of weather.
The deal to raise the debt ceiling and impose budget cuts is on its way to President Biden's desk. The Senate voted overnight to prevent the federal government from missing payments on its debt. Amy Lou's in our Washington bureau this morning. And Amy, support seemed shaky in the Senate. How did the deal get through so quickly?
Well, Jamie, centrist lawmakers in Washington. I'm Amy Lou, KMBC.
The final tally for the Senate vote was 63-36.
In Missouri, both senators.
The Denver Nuggets come out on top in Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
And two local guys were part of that win. Next, we'll take a look at each of their performances.
And we were just 2 months away from the Chiefs taking the field in the preseason. That means prep work is ramping up. Hear from our offensive coordinator about what he's seeing so far.
Today is the First Alert Weather Impact Day. I want to show you the times that you'll want to have an umbrella and where thunderstorms could be strong. It's coming up.
Today is an impact day. Stay connected with First Alert Weather. KMBC 9 News, leading the way.
Jewish Family Services is hosting a summer block party tonight. It'll run from 4 to 6 in the parking lot of their Brookside office off 63rd Street. There will be free treats and activities if you're interested in attending. The City of Overland Park is also holding its Rock the Block event today. About 50 city workers will partner with Habitat for Humanity of Kansas to do some minor repairs, painting, and landscaping work on a few homes. The work starts at 9:30 this morning. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is officially in the books.
Yeah, and we saw a good fight from both teams. Let's take you to the first quarter. Denver Nuggets up by 6. Nikola Jokic kicks it out to Mizzou alumnus Michael Porter Jr. buries the three. Jokic had 6 assists in the first quarter, tied for the most in the first quarter of the NBA Finals over 25 years. Miami Heat could not get ahead. The Nuggets bring this one home big way, 104-93 in their first ever Finals game.
Because we have a big goal in mind. You can't dwell on the negative. You know, if they're playing well, you gotta just do better and be in a better mindset to do it. You can't hang your head every time out. So I thought we did a good job. You know, after timeouts, just coming in locked in. No matter what they do, just executing and playing the way we play.
The Nuggets will face the Heat again in Game 2 of the NBA Finals Sunday night at 7 on KMBC 9. We saw 2 local guys on the court putting in some time for the Nuggets. The aforementioned Michael Porter Jr. sank that three-pointer we showed you. He was in for 43 minutes, grabbing 14 points for the Nuggets. Former KU and Blue Valley Northwest star Christian Braun, who's in his first season with the Nuggets, played for 8 minutes. So it's nice to see him on the court.
Yeah.
In the NFL, Matt Nagy is back as Kansas City Chiefs offensive coordinator.
And he came here with Coach Reid 10 years ago. He helped put together the offensive back then. He left for a head coaching job, but he came back last season. The offensive has evolved quite a bit. Nagy says that happens every year, but the one constant is the drive to be the best.
We're really hard on ourselves to be in the top 3 every year in almost all categories. We want to do that. So, but there's some areas of improvement that we have that we know we can get better at without telling the whole world. We know what they are, and internally we're working on that. And that's the challenging part that keeps you going as a coach and as a player, wanting to be great in those, but not lose where you are really good situationally.
So we are just a little more than 2 months out from the start of the preseason. The Chiefs are going to kick things off in the Big Easy, taking on the New Orleans Saints on August 13th. Then they'll be in Arizona to play the Cardinals on the 19th, followed by the Cleveland Browns at home the 26th. The home opener of the regular season is September 7th against the Detroit Lions.
518, the Parade of Hearts is honoring men and women who service and sacrifice for our freedom. Look at that backdrop, too. This title of this piece is called Never Forgotten. The artist uses poppies, a symbol from World War I, as a major focal point of the artwork. The artists hope you'll remember the sacrifices made for our country when you look at it. You can see this outside the National World War I Museum and Liberty Memorial through July. Old Shawnee Days continue today. This is the event's 55th anniversary. Admission and all concerts are free. You do have to pay for carnival rides. We asked why people should come this year, and the answer is pretty convincing.
Come kick off summer with us. We have a parade on Saturday at 10 a.m. That's always a great way to ring in the summertime, the summer season. Come shop all the great local vendors, get a corn dog, maybe a turkey leg, lemonade, cotton candy, all the good stuff. And then, of course, ride a bunch of spinning carnival rides.
And who doesn't want to do that, right? Fun lasts until Sunday. There are also a lot of kid-friendly activities to check out. Who doesn't like the old slide? That's always fun, too. For more information, go to oldshawneedays.org. There's also an Old Shawnee Days app you can download because it's 2023, and there's an app for that.
Okay, the biggest question is, when you go to a fair, a carnival, what is your go-to food? Because I love that fresh squeezed lemonade and kettle corn. Like, I can already, taste it just watching that video.
I don't know. That's tough. Like a corn dog, maybe?
I'm going for the carbs.
Yeah.
I'm like funnel cake, but yeah, then you got a fried turkey leg too. Then, I mean,
there's so much to choose from.
Fried Oreos.
Oh,
you know,
they deep fry it. It's usually something on a stick, right?
Wheels are coming off real fast.
Yeah.
On a Friday.
Okay, appreciate the heads up. Thanks, Nick. Get your Friday off to a sweet start. Are you just drooling at this video like me? It is National Donut Day. Next on First News, the special deal shops are offering if you'd like to celebrate.
You have an extra excuse to pick up a sweet treat this morning.
Because today is National Donut Day. To celebrate, several shops are giving away free donuts. ICR producer Patrick excited about this. Krispy Kreme is offering a buy one dozen, get one for $2 deal, or you can get a free donut of your choice by just walking in. At Dunkin', you can grab a free donut when you buy your favorite coffee.
Theater in the Park opens another summer season tonight with the musical Freaky Friday. It's based on the Disney movie version about a mom and daughter switching bodies. There's a 7-show run featuring local performers. Tickets are $10 for adults, $6 for kids 4 to 10. The show begins at 8:30 tonight in Shawnee Mission Park.
The Power and Light District is kicking off Pride Month with some fun events. Tonight is Food Truck Friday. It'll be at the Power of Pride Crosswalk at 14th and Main. You can also enjoy happy hour at Johnny's Jazz Bar from 2 to 5. Then tomorrow night at 7, drag performer and RuPaul's Drag Race alum Trixie Mattel taking the stage at KC Live.
The search is on for a Blue Springs woman accused of shooting a man and a little girl. Next, hear why neighbors say they're not surprised this happened.
And it's a First Alert Weather Impact Day as we take a live look from the Country Club Plaza. Nick will tell you the timing of when you could see rain coming up.
Starts now.
Today is the First Alert Weather Impact Day. I want to show you the time that you'll want to have an umbrella with you and where thunderstorms could produce hails and strong winds.
The Big Slick is back, doing its thing to raise money for Children's Mercy Hospital. I'm Martin Augustine. We will explain the connection between softball and Family Feud.
A weekend closure will start with a bang. What you need to know as MoDOT prepares to demolish the Blue Ridge Boulevard Bridge.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this Friday for First News. I'm Cody Holyoke.
And I'm Jamie Weiss in for Donna Pittman. Nick Bender here. And it is a First Alert Weather Impact Day. I mean, looking outside, it doesn't look terrible right now.
No, it's very warm. It's humid after sunset.
Okay, appreciate the heads up. Thanks, Nick. Well, right now, a bipartisan deal to raise the debt ceiling is headed to the president's desk.
The Senate passed it late last night. ABC's Justin Finch has a closer look at how soon the president could sign the deal and avoid default.
With only
Kansas City, Kansas firefighters battled a fire that rekindled Thursday night. Firefighters were originally called to South Coy Street and Cheyenne Avenue around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. When the fire first broke out, they were able to get it under control, but it rekindled last night around 7. Crews say the fire spread into crawl spaces in the ceiling and it spread all throughout the building. There were no injuries reported.
Today, if you didn't know, is National Gun Violence Awareness Day.
And it kicks off Wear Orange Weekend, which honors survivors of gun violence. Yesterday, Mayor Quinton Lucas took another step in addressing gun violence in our city by signing a proclamation recognizing Gun Violence Awareness Week. Since Sunday, 8 people have been killed in Kansas City, Missouri. This here on your screen is a map of the locations of those crimes, and as you can see, it's spread out all throughout the city. There have been 76 homicides so far this year, and that puts Kansas City on track for the deadliest year in recent history. Many of them were shootings. If you know anything that can help police solve any of these deadly crimes, you can scan this QR code here on your screen or call the Crime Stoppers Tips Hotline at 816-474-TIPS.
5:34, a vigil will take place today in Kansas City, Missouri for a 6-month-old girl whose body was found in the woods last month.
It'll be held at 8 o'clock tonight at 41st and Pittman. That's where her body was found. Police have identified the girl as Kalia Bridgewater. Her grandfather says they thought all was well until his daughter told the family Kalia had passed. They started asking questions, but have not gotten any answers into what happened. Now he's raising money on GoFundMe to give his granddaughter the best funeral possible.
If you see her, give authorities a call.
Time right now is 5:36 and a major traffic project is underway. Less than 24 hours.
Yeah, it's coming. Demolition crews will take down the Blue Ridge Boulevard Bridge over I-70. That'll lead to the highway shutting down there in that area. KMBC 9's Rob Hughes is live this morning ahead of the demo. Hey, Rob.
You know that this can be a lot to digest, so I do want to send it over to my friend Jamie. Jamie, I know you got a better look at how you can get around all this stuff if you're going to be in this area this weekend. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rob. Thank you. Yes, that is our goal here on First News, is to give you the first alert and help prepare you to get around this mess. So here's what you need to know. I've shared this graphic on Facebook and Twitter all week long, but I-70 is going to basically be shut down in both directions between 435 and 470. So that means those should be the interstates you use instead. If you normally travel to the west, you're going to want to take 470 down to 435. If you're going to the east, vice versa, you're going to take 435 up to 470. Again, just going to be closed through Monday morning. But the one thing to keep in mind, Cody, we've got long-term closures on the Blue Ridge Boulevard Bridge itself because it's being demolished. I've got those detours listed, and we've got more information on our website as well.
All right. The Big Slick Celebrity Weekend is here. We'll see 2 days of events benefiting Children's Mercy Hospital.
It's hosted by local stars Paul Rudd, Jason Sudeikis, Eric Stonestreet, Rob Riggle, David Koechner, and first-time host Heidi Gardner. And the fun gets going with the always fun Celebrity Clad softball game.
That's right. It starts at 5 this evening at Kauffman Stadium, where we find KMBC 9's Martin Augustine live this morning. Martin, much like the Big Slick itself, this softball game has evolved.
Want to get away? You might have to wait longer now to get a passport to fly. What some local lawmakers are doing to cut down on the wait times. Plus, it's a challenging race that will test runners of all ages and experience levels. The area you may want to avoid as the Hospital Hill Run gets underway.
And I'll show you when downpours and thunderstorms will impact your outdoor plans this weekend with First Alert Future Scan coming up.
Today is an impact day. Stay connected with First Alert Weather. KMBC 9 News, leading the way.
5:43 on your Friday morning, June the 2nd, 68 degrees. It just looks humid, doesn't it? When we look at it, Country Club Plaza, it feels that way, certainly, when you step out the door. Heads up, today is a First Alert Weather Impact Day. Nick's going to be back here in a second with the times you're going to want an umbrella and where the storms may be the strongest, Jamie.
Okay, looking forward to that. Thank you. Starting this morning, we've got a First Alert traffic update for you. MoDOT crews are going to be closing the northbound 435 ramp to Shoal Creek Parkway. That closure is going to last for a week. Work starts at 7 and it'll run until 3 this afternoon, and the closure will be happening daily through next Friday. Work, of course, is dependent on the weather. 2 local lawmakers are trying to get answers when it comes to passport delays. Representatives Emmanuel Cleaver and Sharice David say requests for passports have increased by 40% from last year, and some people are waiting as long as 4 months just to get theirs. The representatives say help with passports is a common request for their offices. Some of the issues behind the delays could include the shutdown of a passport request website, staffing shortages, and passport offices being difficult to access in person. In fact, the office closest to Kansas City is actually in Arkansas.
A lot of people are so desperate to get a passport in order to leave the country to go to a wedding, or God forbid, many of them are leaving, going to funerals of relatives in various places, and so they are then willing to drive to get the passport.
Representatives Cleaver and Davids have sent a letter to the State Department asking for more information about the issues affecting the delays. KCK police officers are working to stop violence, and one way they hope to do that is with a football camp happening next weekend. This is going to be the camp's second year, and it's called Tackling Conflict Together. It'll be held at Dorney Field at Bishop Ward High School. KCK officers will be on the field with the campers, and the hope is to just help kids develop a different attitude towards police.
The majority of our coaches are police officers. So they get to engage with police officers, not in these situations on 911 calls and traffic stops, but here in a really safe and comfortable space.
Chief Oakman says his coaches helped him a lot growing up. There's about half of those 300 slots still open, so if you'd like to register, just go to kckpd.org.
Kansas City Chiefs wrapped up their second week of OTAs.
And it is time for the rookies to just get up to speed in the Chiefs way. So that means getting into the playbook and learning how things are done in a championship manner. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo says some of the rookies are feeling a little overwhelmed.
There's a huge amount of volume thrown at them right now. Justin Reed went through it last year. The vets that come in go through it, and it takes a little while. We don't take that to the game. And all these young guys are kind of spinning and floating, but a little bit of smoothing out now. We went through, phase 1, just meetings. Phase 2, we were doing walkthroughs. Then we get them out there going against our offense, and they're spinning. But we got through practice 6 today, so hopefully it's starting to smooth out a little bit.
So here's a look at the Chiefs' offseason schedule. The team is going to have one more week of organized team activities. That's next week. Then mandatory minicamp June 13th through the 15th. Up next is training camp in St. Joseph. Dates for that have not yet been announced. Of course, we'll keep you posted.
Parade of Hearts is spreading love across the metro, including this moment we all love to remember. This entry of the Public Art Project is called LVII World Champions and features real confetti from Super Bowl 57 in the design. The artist was inspired by the moment. Head coach Andy Reid got his Gatorade bath following the most recent Super Bowl victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. This heart will be outside Johnny's Tavern in the Power and Light District through July.
This weekend, runners are going to take on Hospital Hill for the 50th annual Hospital Hill Run. The 5K, 10K, and half marathon all takes place tomorrow. The run raises money for the I Love Children's Mercy Fund. The race starts around 7 tomorrow morning, and if you'd like to take part in that race, you can still register online. Go ahead, take a look on your screen. This is the course for the Hospital Hill Run. It's going to start and end at Crown Center. It stretches north to Truman Road, south to 63rd Street, and is on Broadway and Gillum Road. So if you drive in the area tomorrow morning, you may encounter some road closures or delays. Just want to wish best of luck to everyone running tomorrow.
For sure, and who knows, maybe some leftover cool weather from the rain might help a little?
Maybe just a little bit.
Try to be optimistic.
It's probably going to feel a lot like this morning. A little bit of muggy feeling, a lighter wind. It won't rain.
Kansas City Royals begin a weekend series tonight with the Colorado Rockies.
And the game will mark the return of a world champ and former fan favorite, Mike Moustakas, who's returns to the K with the Rockies. The Royals drafted him in 2007 with the second overall pick. Moose played 7.5 seasons with the Boys in Blue and was part of both World Series teams, of course, winning the championship in 2015. He returned to the K before after leaving the Royals. Remember, he was with the Reds in 2021, but he didn't play in that game. So hopefully we see him play this time.
Fingers crossed. Hey, if you are ready to hit the pool, good news. The city of Overland Park is actually reopening one of the pools that had been closed because of a water leak. Blue Jacket Pool is opening today at noon. It'll be joining Stonegate, Tomahawk Ridge, and Young pools that are open for the season.
And we know that kids are definitely going to want to hit the pools here in the next week or so. The sequel to the 2018 hit animated movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is out in theaters today.
Top of my watch list here, teen hero Miles Morales is going to swing back into action along with Spider-Man from other dimensions.
So wait a minute, there's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it?
The story follows Miles as he meets a group of Spider-Men, spider people if you will, dedicated to traveling dimensions and fixing anomalies, while also trying to balance school and family life while still being a hero. Deadline reports Across the Spider-Verse had the second best preview night ever for an animated film. And don't forget, you can explore the Spider-Verse right now, right here in Kansas City. Union Station's Spider-Man Beyond Amazing exhibit tells the story of the comics, the movies, and the people behind the different versions of the Spider-Man over the past 61 years. Tickets are available at unionstation.org.
Tonight on Channel 9, watch Shark Tank at 7, 2020 at 8, KMBC 9 News at 10. On KCWE, it's Penn and Teller Fool Us at 7. Whose Line Is It Anyway? At 8 o'clock, the Great American Joke Off at 8:30, then KMBC 9 News at 9. Local leaders work to curb gun violence here at home. In fact, 2023 is on pace to be a record-setting deadly year in KCMO. We'll share a new message from the mayor. And the community pays tribute to a 6-year-old shot and killed while playing outside his home last month. We'll share how you can honor him as police continue to search for another person involved in his death.